we're going to have to think a number of things through very carefully as Canadians. And that means working towards one common goal. And to me, infrastructure is an economic enabler. When I traveled the port, Vancouver, I was a bit frustrated. The lineup of trucks, the lineup of ships, unbelievable. And we still can't get together between all of the regulatory authorities, from Coast Guard to, I don't know, DFATE, whatever what do they call them, Fisheries and Oceans, and then the Marine Act, and you know, you drive a truck from Saskatchewan all the way to Vancouver, and you cannot drive that truck on port property. Another driver has to take over from you and drive the truck to where you will unload for safety reasons. Can't load grain when it's raining because it's not safe. Come on, you know, like, we're competing with the world. You think they're waiting in China for the sun to come out to load? You know? So, you know, that's the kind of discussion we need as Canadians. And that's the kind of infrastructure we need. Because, as we talked earlier, in this province, and we did that study, I think, Jay, in 2000, 48% of our GDP went in a pipeline underground into the United States. Couldn't see it. But if you were going to put all that GDP on a rail bed or in the back of a truck, you could not get it out of the province. We don't have the capacity. So here we are dickering about, you know, who's going to tax what and how we're going to raise more money and how, of course, how we're going to spend the money. But nobody's talking about the investment in infrastructure. And we're fairly lucky in this province because we're only 106 years old. But you go across Canada and you look at the maintenance that's required in our rail systems, our bridges. That's billions of dollars. And unless that money goes into the infrastructure, you will not have any wealth created to pay for health and to pay for all of the seniors programs that, now that I'm getting closer to that, I'm a little bit more interested in what they're saying. But, you know, all that discussion, and not one person that I hear talk about how do you create a bigger and better economy, especially when we've seen the largest global economic shift ever in our lifetime. So give that some thought as you're talking about the things that are, you know, the important things, the challenges that are facing Canadians. This isn't Alberta. It's not Western Canada. It's Canada. It's coast to coast to coast. But we have such tremendous opportunity. I don't know of any other country that has the opportunity. And for us in Alberta, you know, the social revolution in the Middle East and Africa, all of a sudden we see oil at $112, $113, slowing down the American economy. It's going to hurt, I think, Canadians. But that's how quickly the world changes, and we have to adapt.
I want to thank you, Premier Stelmach, for sharing your thoughts on public-private partnerships and the infrastructure development activity in Alberta. We value greatly your participation and support of the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships as our honorary chair. And certainly through your leadership, it's obvious that Alberta is out in front of the curve on the use of this model for the provision of infrastructure and services to the citizens. And we're also glad, which you mentioned in your remarks, that we're getting some interest at the municipal sector in terms of considering this model, because a lot of the infrastructure needs, of course, are in our big municipal urban areas across the country. In recognition of your leadership, and in particular for thanks for your help at the Canadian Council, Mark Romoff, our CEO, and I, along with all the members of the Canadian Council and everyone in this room today, would like to present you with a plaque that says thanks for your leadership in the Council.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.